Welcome back to Chats with Miss TeeKay, where art meets healing, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. I'm your host, Miss TeeKay, and today's episode is extra special. We're diving into the world of children's fashion, not just the cute and colorful part, but the purpose and passion that go into uplifting families through creative businesses. So today I have the guest. She's the beautiful soul and boss behind Kre8tive Kidz Boutique, Courtney. She's not just dressing kids, she's building confidence, community,
Yes.
and a brand that speaks from the heart. So, Courtney, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here.
Look, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored. Thank you.
No problem. So, tell me about yourself. Tell me about,
Ooh.
introduce yourself, who you is, and about your boutique, what your boutique is.
Yes, yes. So, my name is Courtney, Courtney Spence. I am a single mom, entrepreneur, and still working 9 to 5. Um, but yes, I am the owner and creator for Kre8tive Kidz Boutique, founded in 2021, I believe. Um, I started this business. Of course, I am a mother to a 7-year old, and I always believed in dressing children in boutique styles without having to pay those boutique prices.
That part, exactly.
Yeah, so that's who I am.
So, tell me the name. Like, how did you come up with the name?
Well, my daughter, my 7-year old, her name is Kalani Kamara, and both of her initials begin with the letter K. So I thought that that would be cute to, have her initials as the business name. So that's
Mm.
where the Kre8tive Kidz, and of course, we all know we have to be creative with coming up with our business names. It's a little bit of, a little slim pickings out there. So I decided to let that the name speak for itself. Is also with the creativity of how it's spelled, how it looks, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I love that. I actually really, really love how you have that spelled. So, okay, so what does creativity mean to you, especially like when it comes to dressing little ones?
Um, oh my goodness. I believe that kids should be able to express themselves with their look without necessarily having to talk about it. A lot of the people, when they see my daughter, she's very energetic. Like, I put her in the clothes and the sunglasses and accessories, and I just believe that kids should be able to express themselves freely, but also I still keep it tasteful. That children still look like little girls, but still be able to show a little fashion, a little swag, and then show a little bit of their personality.
Mm-hmm. So I know I've been seeing flyers going around on
Mhm.
social media. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I started off with my business as, again, just popping up, starting from the bottom like a lot of us do.
Mm-hmm.
I started just actually popping up in shopping centers, like literally just pulling up in the parking lot and pulling out a table and my rack and selling things and products to the community. And then eventually I had the passion of hosting my own markets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the more and more events that I was able to participate in, it gave me that exposure and that experience to, feel like I can do this, and as a vendor, and I do get a lot of positive criticism because I am also on both sides of the fence. So I host events, but I also vend events. So I know about vending etiquette and how vendors want to be treated. So again, that passion allowed me to host my own events. So I went from attending events to hosting events to also now I started hosting workshops. So I allow instructors to come in and teach a class, and I provide the platform for them. And yeah, so your girl has been a little busy.
Yes.
The 2025 has been rocking and rolling.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that so much.
Yes.
So, I noticed that you're having like upcoming for like kids vendors.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yes, tell me about that.
Yes. So again, this all ties in with the workshop. I wanted to again provide a platform for kids to come and express their creativity and find a passion in something that, hopefully the goal is for them to want to pursue this craft. And I am also a parent that probably does this too, but my daughter, she is a electronic person, so all she does is be on her phone and her tablet and all that stuff. And I thought I was like, you know what? I remember back in the day when we were like outside, we had that gift of wanting to create and, make things and just be messy. So I was just like, let me just find something that kids will be interested in doing, and hopefully it sticks to also want them to want to pursue this as a business. Like, I'm trying to build young entrepreneurs. So that's what made me again do the workshops, and hopefully that platform would allow, which again, like you just said, TK, I have my first annual kids craft market where I am going to have a platform for kids who are already entrepreneurs. They've already found their passion. They've already started executing this, their passion, and they want to come out and showcase, make some money, be a boss, and
Yes.
so that's what the kids craft market June 28th at our house is about. Hopefully this is the first of many, many more. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it too because I remember when I was little, like I always been crafting, and
Mm-hmm.
like I used to just sell like little crafts and stuff. But then
Mm-hmm.
what made me realize like the business aspect of it was when my daughter started doing it. And so
Yes.
she would like go and rob the kitchen cabinets and like take the snacks to
Mm-hmm.
school and like
Mm-hmm.
selling them. So the teacher like
And making her some
pulled me
money.
up. The
Mm-hmm.
teachers pulled me up. They was like, "Do you know she's selling snacks?" And so that was
Absolutely.
something she did all the time. So she's really really good with that, and I think it builds so much character.
And it
With
and it
children.
does, and and confidence, and
Mhm.
like our parents used to say to us, you got to start them young.
Yeah.
Don't wait till they get older, and then especially nowadays, it's just not the same. We had a lot more activities. I know I did. Again, I was an outside baby. Like, you could not keep me in the house. I would literally cry if it was raining outside
Oh,
because I'm like, what am I gonna do?
yeah.
But again, nowadays these kids, they don't have anything really that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Besides electronics, and and I just wanted to offer that platform. I'm guilty as well, but so I'm no judgment to the parents that
Mhm.
do have, who have their children on electronics, to keep them out the way, keep them busy, but hopefully that we can get more entrepreneurs, and get our babies more active, and like you said,
Yeah.
crafting and showing their creativity.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's really essential too, because we are in an era of social media, but even like, all right, think about this. Remember when we
Mhm.
were younger in the Jetsons, right?
Mm,
And so I feel like we're
mhm.
living during the Jetsons times,
Yes,
because it was
absolutely.
like, you could just put something inside the vending machine and the food pop out. That's had
Mhm.
then we have like the electric cars now, plugging
Yes.
up, and those cars actually drives themselves. Like
No,
it's letting us know, you
I'm
know.
still scared to use my what's it called where you could have it drive by itself?
Uh-huh.
I can't even think of it, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. And I heard somebody say that they're actually gonna have 18 wheelers driving by itself. Now
It's
that
crazy.
is scary,
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
it really just shows. Look, I live in Baltimore City, so y'all may hear some behind the scenes stuff. I'm a Baltimore girl, so
I know that's
that's
right.
just
Baltimore
it's just
City, me too.
it's just summertime. So well, it's not summertime yet, but it's almost summertime.
It
So
feel like it, 90
it
degrees.
does. It does. It does. All right. So, beyond the fashion,
Mhm.
you really created something that supports parents and kids.
Mhm.
Especially because even with entrepreneurship, it actually helps with their emotional balance. Helping them
Absolutely.
to communicate with people. How does your business uplift parents? Like, you said this is your first annual one with the children.
Yes, this is my first annual uh kids craft market. Um
Okay.
And as far as the workshop, I have one coming up July 12th. That's going to be my third workshop that I've hosted. And I'm sorry, I probably should have made mention of this with the first question, but another reason why I went into business is because during pandemic, because I told you I established in 2021, so we all know that was like COVID time, 2020.
Mhm.
My daughter had so many clothes that were just she wasn't able to fit. She wasn't
Mhm.
able to wear. 'Cause everything was shut down. So by the time we got out of that, it was just like a waste. And I just got so tired of just throwing clothes with tags. I mean, you talking Gap and Children's Place, Oscar. I got tired of just giving them to the yellow box. And especially when you ride past and you see the product on the ground.
Yeah.
Um, and I had the idea of, okay, well, what if I start a nice boutique that's consignment? And that's actually how my business started, as consignment, where I was accepting gently used clothing, also brand new. Because again, I'm a good thrifter. I'm not taking nothing away from the thrift store because you can find amazing items. However, I just feel like when you go into a thrift store, you have that thrift store smell. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about when I say this.
Mhm.
When you go in there, sometimes there's not the cleanliness. So I was just like, we need something for kids where parents can go buy reasonable, affordable clothes and clothing, accessories, shoes, whatever, and not feel like um I'm, at a bargain outlet type place or a place like that. So I wanted to actually, and I was even inspired by a plus size boutique in Law. I'm not going to say her name, but she has a plus size boutique. And when you go in there, I mean, it's beautiful. It was chandeliers, and you just did not know that you were in a consignment shop. And I'm like, well, why we don't have that for kids, especially little girls?
Mhm.
So I just want to be able to give back. And as a single mom myself, I know how hard it is. And nowadays too, with everything with the economy, everything is just so expensive. And kids just do not value, items the way, adults do, which is, everybody knows that. And I feel like it's okay to get a nice cute pair of sunglasses for $7. If they break them, they break it, you only pay $7.
Mhm.
But I'm not about to pay no $25 for a pair of sunglasses, and my daughter ain't even gonna be able to find them by the third day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm definitely just trying to give back as much as I can to the community.
Okay, I love that. So now let's like push towards like customers. Like, is
Mhm.
there a moment that really touched you where you felt like this was exactly what you why you wanted to do this? Like, was there like a moment that really like touched you? I know
Oh,
you mentioned like the pandemic and stuff. Yeah.
every time I am tagged in a video or photo, or at the current time when I had my store at the Potential Flea Market, I would have customers bring their child up after they purchase something, and I can see them, sashing and showing me, their glasses or their outfit. And it makes me feel good. Or like I said, every time I'm on Instagram and somebody tags me and, they give that positive feedback of the customer service and how they love their daughter loves this or their son loves that, it
Mm.
gives me joy. Because that just tells me that I'm in the right field of where I need to be. I'm a very friendly person. I love the kids, and anytime I get a chance to meet somebody and it's a personal experience, like I always tend to walk away getting their phone number, or we just have a good conversation. And like I said, it's joy every time I pretty much make a sale with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about because you mentioned you're a single mom, you work in a 9 to 5, you got a business, you're doing workshops, you just doing it all. And we can't be always rainbows and sunshine all the time. So how do you manage when you're having tough days? Like how do you stay motivated? Because it takes a lot to stay motivated in doing
Yes.
business. Mhm.
The key thing for me, of course, outside of my faith, prayer, I always, that's number one for me. I'll, all God be the glory to God. But surrounding myself amongst friends and so you need that support. A lot of my friends in my close knit circle, we all are business owners ourselves, and we're all on that same platform of, again, having the children or working a 9 to 5. So we help each other find a way, solutions of balance. So definitely that support from friends and family um is key. And then also just taking time. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I just actually said today, people been like, oh, I have an event this day, I want you to come event. I'm like, listen, June 21st, don't ask me to do nothing. It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
That is one of the things also had to learn, is to say no.
Yeah.
um I want us to be here to see my fruits prosper and not
Right.
feel, stressed out and overworked, because it can be a lot. So
Yeah.
I've had to learn balance, and I've had to learn to outsource. That's another thing. 2025,
Mhm.
I have outsourced. I've hired a team. I hired a marketing person, so she does take some of that heavy lifting off my back. And again, it's okay to need help and need
Yeah.
somebody to fill in for you from time to time, or lend a helping hand. Like, just because you getting some help, don't feel like you're not, not strong, or you're weak and you can't manage. No, it's called being smart. And again, outsourcing. That's the word of the day.
Yeah.
Outsource.
Yes. Because actually, I was about to ask you that. Like, what was the biggest lesson you've learned as a business owner? And so,
Outsource.
yep. Yeah.
No, because like, even with social media, and I'm not one of those, like, I still consider myself like a nobody, honestly. If you go to my page, I only probably got like 300 something followers, compared to when you go to some of these other people that got thousands and thousands. And I try to also not be discouraged by that, because
Yeah.
it's I'm gonna get there. But even with that, I'm just like, Lord, I'm not even posting every day. I was posting more of the events, but not posting my product. And then at one point, I was posting the product and not promoting the events. And I
Mhm.
was just like, look, it's time to just give it to somebody else and let them take over, and you fill in, when needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so true. As far as like trying to balance all of that, because I feel like so even with my business, like I don't have products on my website. I said, if you want something, you're gonna have to, come to a pop up,
Mm-hmm.
because you know. I'm a maker, so I'm constantly making my product. So I only have one of a kind pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
could be a challenge trying to do the marketing and the posting and I'm doing this 40 days until I'm 40,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah,
Nice.
it's a challenge trying to do that, trying to
Mhm.
make up ideas. And even though I had like something sketched out, it was like something happened today and I'm like, well, that's what I really want to highlight, so it's kind of just like being in the moment when it comes to things, and actually like not being too hard on yourself, because as you mentioned, like, when it comes to like followers and stuff, like honestly people do pay for followers,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so we're
Mm-hmm.
building it organically, so we
Mm-hmm.
can't possibly do every single thing.
Thing.
So
It's impossible.
yeah. So like you said, outsource, outsource.
That is the word of 2025. I tell
Yeah.
any business owner that I come across, outsource.
Mm,
That is the
mm.
word of the day, outsource. And it's okay to outsource.
Yeah, yeah. So I know I mentioned about the flyers and different things like that. Is there
Mhm.
anything like any new collections, the events or pop-ups you wanted to share to the watchers?
Yes, yes, yes. So like I've already mentioned, I have my kids craft market June 28th, from 3 to 8 down our house. I have the soap making workshop as well, July 12th. I actually just opened a brand new store at an amazing venue called Sea
Mm,
Roses. I will be having a grand opening, so please follow me on Instagram at Kre8tive Kidz Boutique. Um,
yes.
for the details of that. And even with that, oh my God, I love just the networking. I was able to meet this amazing black owned business owner who has his whole like amazing, like, it's like an art gallery here. It's beautiful.
Mm,
And he has been tremendous with helping me. He sees my passion, he sees my vision, he sees my dream. Again, that circle. You got to keep it tight.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
opened the store here. I'm still trying to get things together. I'm actually here now.
Yeah.
Showcase
Ooh.
a little bit. So I have the grand opening coming up. I have a back to school event coming up in August. That will be a back to school drive. So that's going to be coming up. More workshops, more markets, especially closer to the holiday. But if you follow me on Instagram, really all social media platform is at Kre8tive Kidz. That's Kre, the number 8TIVE Kids KIDZ Boutique. You'll be able to see all of those dates,
Yeah.
flyers, details. You can get in contact with me, call me if you know somebody that want to win or want to come and participate, or just come give me a hug. Um, that's how you can look. That's how you can reach me. Oh, and also
Okay.
my website as well. Kre8tive
The
Kidz Boutique.
website. The website, baby.
Yes, let's promote them online sales.
Yes. And what's the website again?
It is www.creativekidsboutique.shop. SH.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I
Yeah.
love that. Was there anything that you wanted, maybe a kid vendor or a parent or something to take away from you today?
Um. Well, I'll start with the kid vendors again. Now is the time. You have this vision, this dream, this passion. Go for it. Go for it. And I'm here. If any parent wants to reach out to me, because again, they're interested in their child participating, or they just want to learn more about the business, or they want to just have their child come and sit with me, just to see how I do things. Again, I'm here. As far as a parent standpoint, it ain't easy, but you got this. You
Yeah.
got this. That's all I can say. Being a parent, we don't get a guide, we don't get a guideline or a book or how to do this or how to do things. Business owners, we can look up as much stuff as we want to look up, but there's no real guide, book, or plan to have a successful business on business. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to make errors. The key thing is learning from each and everything that you are up against. I always take away the good, the bad, anything that comes along. I always make sure that I look at the lessons that was learned in that situation, whether it be a good lesson or a bad lesson. And
Mhm.
you know how to move forward the next time. And it's
Mhm.
okay, like I said, to not be at where you want to be right then and there. Sometimes you do have to, it takes time. You have to
Mhm.
build. You have to re-strategize things. I didn't re-strategize like 3 different times.
Mhm.
But and again, this it's okay. And outsource. Okay.
Outsource.
Outsource.
Too, some people are like off the they don't like AI and
Oh
stuff
my
like
God,
that.
please. That is my I talk to it like I know it. How are
Yes.
you day today? Like
Yes. Yes. It's a resource. It's outsourcing.
use it. And
Yep.
somebody told me about that. And that's what I'm saying. That's another thing that I love with my circle. I do not hang around any gatekeepers. I do not gatekeep.
Yeah.
We send each other flyers, we let each
Mhm.
other know of things. And I had another brilliant young man who has his own business as well, and he works with the youth, and he told me about Chat GPT, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it changed my world. It changed my life.
Yes.
Look, I was up there telling everybody else, and they're like, girl, you late. Like, come on. But yeah, like AI, that's my homie right there.
Mhm.
I use it for everything. And
Mhm. It's so helpful. It is.
thank
Cuz
God
you
we
can.
have
Yeah, we have it, and it's so helpful. Like you could just say what's on your mind, what you're thinking, and just put it in there, just plug it
yes.
in. And so it is a form of outsourcing.
Yes, it is another form, and it's free.
It's free.
FREE. It is free.
Hmm.
They do your marketing. I mean, I've used it even for like little minor stuff with my job, so
Yeah.
your resume.
Hmm.
Chat GPT is wonderful. I am kind of honored to be living in this era because,
Yeah.
like we said earlier, back then, I'm like, how in the world did they make it? How did they,
Yeah.
you know, survive? Because
Mhm.
they didn't have all this out there, all of
Yeah.
those resources. So,
Yeah. That's so true. Well, Courtney, I thank you so much for joining me today. Your light, your creativity, your heart
Yes.
centered approach to business is truly inspirational. And I love what you're building and how you're going about it with purpose. And
Thank
so, to
you.
our listeners, if you're looking for stylish, meaningful fashion for the little ones in your life, make sure you follow Kre8tive Kidz and
Yes.
stay
I
connected with
make
her.
tutus too.
Yes, look at that too. I love that. It's so
Yeah.
until next time, you take care.
Thank you. Thank you so
You
much
keep
for having
on
me.
creating those beautiful things
Thank
for
you.
the
Thank you.
kiddos.
And I know I'll see you soon.
Yes, exactly.
Alrighty. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Bye.